na, na. Na, 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 na. Good morning! Good morning, everyone. I am trying to figure out a place where I can sit where there's not this giant ball of light, but that also lights the canvas and everything else. This little gooseneck light that I use. It's really nice. It's super fancy too. It dims, right? But it also changes color temperature. So it can be more like outside lighting versus inside lighting. And I think that is as good as it's going to get. Okay, wait, if I want it. Except, no, that's really dark. Okay, well, I was going to do this while it was loading, but it's taking a bit longer. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're good there. Cool. And if that's where I want to be there, this needs to go like this. Okay, cool. All right, good morning. We are finishing this painting. And it probably won't take the whole morning. I touched her forehead and left a gigantic fingerprint because it is still extremely wet, because that's pretty much just straight white paint. And that it's one of the longer ones to dry. So, you know, that'll be fine. I was going to do a second pass on the face, but I don't think, that's just not going to happen. Yeah, so it is what it is, unless I go back and do it sometime off screen, which I might. Next is raw umber, or burnt umber. Is this good? I hope everyone had a lovely day yesterday, and that today goes well as well. Let's see, so I was looking at it as I set it up, and this, not having the blue in that corner is really, like, tripping it out. It looks so, I think, like, this is the biggest thing, right, that's making this look off. Because this is kind of filled in. So I'm really excited to get that in, and I think I'm going to start there, just as kind of a warm-up into doing Jesus's face. I don't need more ultramarine. What am I doing? I need more white, and I need burnt umber, and then I'm ready to go. So I'm really excited to get that in. I think it'll look really good. And it's really simple. And I do believe it's actually ultramarine. That has the right, like, blueness. Sometimes I choose ultramarine because it's, like, traditional. Where's my burnt umber? But I don't know if the artists, like, necessarily use the ultramarine because it mixes a little differently. I've talked about this before with, like, the cobalt as well. Ooh, for the first time in weeks, there's not extra oil in this burnt umber. Yay! I think it's gonna finally be back to its normal consistency and not super goopy, which is good. That's still a little bit, but that's fine. All right, so get extra of that. And, ooh, that has red on it. Almost need a new rag. All right. And wipe this off. Get the palette all cleaned. Okay, now my finger's dirty. And this rag it's gone. All right. Oh, there's a hair. Get out of there. Good morning. All right. I was thinking about it the other day that I never really show when I mix the background colors. But it's not terribly interesting. I'm just going to add a little bit of blue to this white. And that'll be the highlight. And then I need a little bit of this white with some of the ultramarine with a little bit of black. Just to kind of tone it down a bit. Okay, that'll be the medium, and I'm going to mix a third one that has more of just the ultramarine and black. I'm trying to get it dark. And that's it. Takes like 30 seconds to set up. This brush is wet. As I was saying in the beginning, I can't get to the... My words just failed completely. I can't do anything more on the face because I touched her forehead and left a gigantic fingerprint. So, yeah, that's not happening anymore. But it's good enough. I'm just adding a little bit more blue to that black. And going right on in with the... She's wearing a dress in this one that's blue. This isn't... No, because we established yesterday she's wearing a little bit of red. I can't remember what the overall picture looks like, but I did see a little thumbnail of it, because I prepped one that is farther back as a full 5x7, and it is just so beautiful. Ribera did really good with the drapery, especially of this blue mantle. I can't wait to do it more. This is almost a little dark. That's okay. Going on with a pretty light layer, as I usually do. Maybe he added a tiny bit of cad red. Or it's just the underpainting peeking through, but I think he might have added a tiny bit of cad red. I'm gonna see what that looks like when I mix it. I'm running out of ultramarine though. The tiniest of bits of cad red. Just to warm it up. Just a tad, make it a little purple. Alright, and then I'll play with that. What does that look like? Yeah, okay. Okay, I do need more of that. I need more ultramarine first though. The more I look at it, the more I see tiny little things that I would like to revisit in the face. Alright. That was a lot of blue. I probably won't need all of that. But ultramarine and... Okay, ultramarine and white in this amount of level. I gotta show you. This is so beautiful. Oh, this is totally gonna mess up the time lapse. Look how pretty that color is, though. It's just so pretty. It's not a wonder that artists for ages have used ultramarine for Mary's mantle. That, and it's an extremely expensive color, and it's like you wouldn't want to use it for anything else besides something extremely important, and sacred art do be important. And it signifies heaven. And I think someone said something about how blue is the color, oh, I'm gonna get this wrong because I haven't read it in a long time, but of mothers, of priests, in like Jewish tradition. Okay, don't quote me on that one. I do have to relook that up. It's been months since I read that. Either that or it was red. I don't know. There's so many different reasons as to why Mary always wears red and blue that it just keeps going. There's not just like, oh, one artist said this looks cool one day, and then everyone said, yeah, it does. There's so many levels upon levels of theological significance of it. It's one of the more fun things about learning sacred art is that there's so much more symbolism than you think there is when you like walk into a church and see stained glass windows. And you're like, I think I know what's happening in this scene because you've read enough to like kind of figure it out. But then actually learning it is like, there's so many levels. Okay, wait, that is too blue. I'm gonna add red with this. Again, it's easier to mix with a palette knife. Get a more thorough mix and then you don't have paint everywhere. That looks so abrupt. I'm gonna have to adjust the edge. The edge looks way too crisp. So I'm gonna go back in and fuzz it out in a minute. All right, these colors are, maybe there is a lot more cad red than I realized. Okay, I take it back what I said about ultramarine being the perfect color to mix in here. But that makes sense. On some levels, it is probably receiving the bounce light of her dress, which is red. And of Jesus. I was drawing earlier, just this morning, and one of the models, so Howard Lyon is an artist, fantastic artist, if you don't know him. But on his Patreon, he puts together these photo shoots of his models that he uses in his paintings, and on a certain tier, you can get access to them and use them however you want, which is like, as an artist, that is invaluable. Especially as like kind of a young artist like me. I don't know like how to hire models. I don't know where to go. It's expensive. Like, you know, you want to pay them well for the work. So to have him do like a professional photo shoot and then let us use it is just insane. But I've been doing my morning face studies and stuff off his paintings, or the photos. Wow. Okay. And there's one woman that he uses that she is Irish pale, like so pale. She's so pale. Her own skin gives her a bounce light on her chin at all times. Like the underside of her chin has such a like a bright highlight under it. Drives me crazy when trying to draw it with a pencil. But I was laughing at it because I was like, literally, it's her own like neck that is so bright that it's bouncing off. But like learning how bounce light works has seriously, it's helped so much. And remembering why is the color here and why would this shadow not look perfectly solid. It's really cool. Art is cool. Alright, I'm just trying to get this paint in, and I should have really used the bigger brush, but this brush was dirty with white, so I used it. But it's a struggle busting to fill this tiny little area. Alright, that's filled in. Okay, one more time I'm gonna mix. See, the cad red is not, I don't know if it's a good one to mix in with this ultramarine. I don't think it's getting the color I want. Because it is, it's a really warm red. And ultramarine is cool. So mixing it together kind of leans brown rather than purple. The alizarin would probably be a little bit better, but it is not good when mixed with white. It's good for glazes more and shadows. And this is light. Alright, I added way too much ultramarine there. I just wanted to tint it a little bit. Alright, adding more cad red. Again. This is where I'm thinking about getting a vermilion, because that's it's a similar to cad red, but it's what they would have used back in the day. But I haven't gotten it yet, because I still have so much cad red in the tube. Okay, that didn't really help. I'm gonna go back to the dark and kind of fix this shape a little bit. And make it thicker. Make more paint down. Okay, that's just cad red. I think I do need... that was just ultramarine and black. I do want cad red. Now that I've committed to it in the lighter parts, I think it helps. I'm gonna grab oh, that brush is dirty. Whoops. This brush. My tiny filberts have, I've used them so much that they're all fuzzy. Which isn't good when I'm painting with them and want them to be crisp, but they're really good at fuzzing edges. So, don't throw out the old brushes. Okay, this edging would probably have been easier to do yesterday. But here we are. Alright. Let's find all of the intermediate shapes. I'm gonna just start adding Cad Red with the brush and mixing. Yeah. That helps. Though it's still not the right color. That's okay. We use what we got. It'll look good by itself. I just messed up that edge. Without the reference. I was gonna say why, and then I lost track of my thought. Oh, because you won't see the reference. But, like, embracing the color variations of your own palette, it really helps unify a painting. I rarely use the paint straight out of the tube as, like, a single color. I'm always mixing it, as you've probably noticed. Okay, I don't know why I'm using this light brush to make those dark shapes. I'm being silly. Wow, I kind of feel like I forgot how to paint. What is going on? Okay, here we go. I kind of feel like there's too much white. I'm gonna make, okay, new brush. Let's just try new brushes. Let's do that. All right. Cad Red and Ultramarine. No white. Cad Red is so strong. All right, and then adding a tiny bit of white. Kind of just making like a little gradient on the palette. No, I'm not a fan of this. Okay, what does it look like with the Alizarin? Let's just try it. Just a little bit of white. That's a much prettier purple. Okay, you can't really tell though. It's kind of too pink though. I don't mix with Ultramarine nearly enough. So I keep forgetting why certain colors look a certain way with it. But that's why we practice. Alright. I'm gonna stop using it though, because it's kind of mixing a lot with the white. This song is so silly. You know, I'm gonna go to rounds. I don't know why I'm using all my filberts. It's much easier to mix with a round, I guess. Was the why are words suddenly very hard this Friday morning? Okay, first off, this shape is just like horrendously off. Let's fix that first. Then fix the edges. Just fuzzing, mixing, and depositing a little bit of this color. And creating a little bit of a, I don't know, just like finding the shapes by gently adding color. Oh dear, what have I done down here? Alright, this is why we don't start with the face right off the bat. It's a nice little morning practice. A little bit of warm-up. It's great. Alright, we're just going right over that alizarin. I'm over it. I don't want to... It's fine. What is this shape doing? Oh my goodness, what have I done? Okay, it goes up, boop, and then it comes up over. I need a white highlight. Reworking both shapes, or both light and shadow, back and forth, I find helps create the correct midtones a little easier. You can kind of find those weird extra shapes that don't that aren't as obvious. They aren't the big shapes that you're trying to look for at the beginning. It's kind of getting the bottom layer is always kind of difficult on this easel. There's a little lip right here. This shape feels a little off, but the white paint behind it is sticky. It's mostly dry, but not quite. Ah! Getting all the exciting songs this morning. I re-hit the shuffle. Okay, what am I doing? Why is this shape so confusing to me this morning? Alright, there's this like dark part right there, and it goes like that. And it pops down. And then it pops over. Boom. Easy. And now it curves too much. Okay, we need the lighter brush back, which was that brush. Okay, we're gonna need a new lighter brush. Start mixing all of the colors a little bit together. Okay, like that. And then we need to come back in here with the light. Boom. Got 'em. Needs a highlight right there. Needs a highlight right here. I think part of what is throwing me off is the fact that this blue is a little off without the purple hint. But it could be, no, I don't know. I'd have to see the whole painting more if this is like the underpainting showing through. I didn't know. But if it is, that's a very interesting thing to note. That if you use like a burnt umber as his underpainting, how that affects the colors on top. It's like definitely something that a lot of artists embrace, especially back in the day. Alright, so this comes out. It's a little bit of a triangle point there. It fades a bit from the edge. Oh, God, hiccups now. And then it comes up. Maybe it doesn't go that far over, but it comes over like that. And then it goes down. Yay, yay, yay. Creating some sort of weird triangle floopy floppy. And then up, and then over, and then up. And then down, and over, as it is kind of in the shadow of the head. And if it is in the shadow of the head, that is entirely too low, so we're going to push it back out. Bye-bye. Over, up, lighter, lighter, lighter. Make this look less like a singular brushstroke and more like a purposeful line. Alright, and then now we get a medium. Where was I? Oh, it's going on this edge. We're gonna just tap, 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 fuzz it out. The harsh edge, as it folds, gets one piece of fabric folded over the other is the other side. This side is just a nice curving transition. Okay, light brush. Oh, that's way too light. That's too dark. I just want something in between. There we go. Light, 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 light. A little bit of light there. A little bit of light here. Decided on pushing the lights rather than the darks. Rid of these little bits of extra dirt. What is this black line? Literally, okay. Literally relates to nothing. Why? I'm gonna adjust this first, though. That is way too black. Nope. Nope. Okay, kind of comes to school. It's a nice little subtle swoosh. A little bit of some up here. Even out some of these transitions. Boom. Okay, why is this? This is a little too aggressive. We're just gonna subtly paint it out. Yep. Call that good. Drop a little more paint there. Drop a little paint here. Kind of model it out with little tappy taps. This angle is wrong. And then I want a little bit of like a black stroke right on the edge of that. I am going to add alizarin to this black. Such a pretty color. Since this is almost fully black, I like it. Oh, except too much alizarin. It's kind of And there. There, there, there. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit there. Boom. This is just a straight linear curve, but we want to be a little bit more parabolic. No, sine, cosine. What does tangent look like again? It needs to be wavy. Alright, I'm gonna just fuzz this line ever so slightly. To de-emphasize it. If it's too abrupt, people will look here and not at the eyes. We don't want that. We want them to look at the eyes. This is a portrait, not a clothing study. I'm going to do that to all of the lines, make sure there's no brush stroking, everything's a nice, subtle transition. Especially here. Gently. Okay. I want to add just a little bit more of the color here. We got a little pale, I think. Okay, well, what am I doing here? I'm just gonna tap out all of those edges. Let's see what we feel. Nice little chroma boost. I'm gonna bring it a little closer to the edge, and then there'll just be like a smaller transition. Shorter fade. Shorter fade makes more sense, right? Okay, I haven't like leaned back and looked at it yet. Is that good enough? How come our eyes look bigger? Did I actually just draw them bigger? Did they expand, or is it just I'm emphasizing some things a bit too much so they look bigger? Yeah, it's gotta be like little subtle things. It's probably the edge of this. Wait, that's dry, right? Yeah, that was thinner, so that's dry. I could go back there. Okay, we're gonna focus on Jesus first, and then we'll circle back and think about that. But you know, like when you do makeup, which I never do. But you know when people do like really intense makeup artistry, and you can make the eyes look really big with like adding the white around it, kind of thing. Like that same thing happens in painting a lot. Why is this brush dirty? Okay, distraction. We're gonna go on to Jesus. How many skin tones do I want to try to mix? What did I mix yesterday? It was just like white and black with a little bit of blue. I used a lot of that Cad red and yellow ochre mix, so let's start that. I'm gonna make a little bit more of a Cad red one. I think if I remember correctly, it was quite red. Ah, that's very red. Oh my goodness. Get out of here. And then I want white with black. And then I use the pinks, right? The pink and white. Okay, good enough as a start. white, cad red. That cad red is at its last leg. And then mixing some of these two together. And then did I use, I know I mixed the cad red and burnt umber, but did I use it? It might be nice for the shadow on the neck, actually. So I'll make a little mix there. What else? I need a lighter version of the white black. Oops. There, grab a little bit of it, bring it down, grab a little bit of the pink. Oh, that was a bit much. I just wanted a slightly more purpley version of that. Give me more white. Okay, that's good. Mix. There we go. You know those those Instagram videos that I haven't seen one in a while, but the really popular times when it was like lay down 5 colors and slowly mix them together with a palette knife. Those infuriate me because they mix so slowly. I mix with a palette knife fast. The reason you use a palette knife is for efficiency. Alright, I'm gonna relay in some of these colors. I'm gonna get a lot of paint on here because it was a lot easier to paint with the white when I had more paint on the brush. Okay, that is already... Okay, this is gonna be difficult because of the shadow. But that shouldn't matter too much because the emphasis is almost 0% on Jesus in this painting. From this cropping. But I do love Mary's gaze in it because she's looking directly at the viewer, right? At you. Leaning into Jesus. Jesus is blessing Catherine of Alexandria. And it's like, are you gonna let Jesus do that? Or like, are you gonna step up? Are you gonna be a saint as well? I love it. Okay, that's a good start. This is very thick, actually. I don't know if I like that. It's not nearly that like linear, single colory. I'm gonna add a little bit of burnt umber to this. That's a pretty good color for here. No, it's not. And it's a Goke base. It does establish that there's value there. Okay, I'm gonna grab a new brush. Another filbert. Oh, is this just too pink? A little bit. I'm gonna add some of the cad red yellow ochre mix. Orange it up. There we go. It's like right on the edge, and then a little bit of burnt umber. Kind of a little bit of cad red, I think, to pump it back out. And I recognize that is literally that mix right there. This okay? Okay, how much of the eye is showing? Not very much. I'm gonna go a little bit lighter, grab a little bit more of the cad red yellow ochre. I did not want that to be nearly this colorful. Grab some of the graying. Just want to add a little bit of color up here as it turns around. Very warm baby face. This is an okay color for this bounce light. Okay, different brush. The darker colors, a little bit of burnt umber. Oh, that was a lot of burnt umber. Grab some black. How's that for this? Let's look at intermediate color. That is very cool. No, it's way too cool. I'm gonna add some umber, raw umber. Darken it up too with a little bit more black as well. Oh, the filbert. It leaves such scallopy shapes. I'm gonna need to remix all of the hair color. And then on the neck, adding some burnt umber. To warm that up, my bad, sorry. Oh, it's shaking a lot. Stop shaking. This jawline comes up just a little bit farther. That is also not nearly the right color. Add more burnt umber. Okay, that'll be a good base. Sure, this is a good base for all of it. I'll adjust the intermediate shadows after. Oh, got to it. Alright, let's establish a little bit more of the eye before I go grab a round. There we go. Kind of smooth these together. This angle of this light is just not... Okay, a little bit something more like that. This is very dark. I'm gonna go back to my pink brush. Okay. That actually needs a slight variation of this. Oh, maybe not that. Okay, no, I'm gonna do that with the round. I want the background color really quick, which maybe I will just use this dirty brush. It was cadmium red and yellow ochre, I think, in the hair, with not nearly this much white. Oh, right. New spot. Yellow ochre. I use white there? I guess I did. Okay, you know what? This brush has way too much stuff on it. Just think about what color I want to mix. We'll start with the the yellow ochre. Add a little bit of burnt umber. There's a lot of burnt umber. And mix it into the white. I think that's much better. Yeah. Okay, and then there's highlight accents on it, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. Grabbing a little bit of raw umber with the burnt umber. And stepping a bit darker. Also is kind of on the edge of the ear. And perhaps as a nice fuzzing glow right on the edge of or rather a turning glow as his shoulder turns in space and then hits the shadow of the background after. This is probably just a little bit darker. Okay, I'll just admit it. One new brush, one more. With burnt umber and black. I think I did a little bit of both umbers. I can't remember. Did I use cadmium red? I'll just lay in a little bit of this. I do want to revisit the background again. Since I did it extremely thinly yesterday, it didn't really get the attention it needs. This is Mary's hair coming in. Just realized that there's an entire like ochre triangle rectangle right there. Fun! Missed that one completely. Alright. I'm gonna fill this in pretty much just dark. Find a few of the hairs. Just a bit, and then this kind of basically blends in perfectly together. There we go. I'm gonna add a little bit of the cad red yellow ochre to the mix, maybe a little bit of burnt umber, a little bit more yellow ochre, a little bit more burnt umber, a little bit more of the cad red yellow ochre. I don't want it to shift too much. This is kind of too light. Umber and burnt umber. Mix that in. This might look silly. Can't really see at all what it is doing, but we'll do that. I think it might be Joseph's arm coming from this thing, but I'm not gonna work on that. Okay, fuzz this edge just a little bit more. I'm gonna add one of the braids. All right, this is a good black for the eye. Let's try it. Delicate baby eyelashes. Oh my, it is wet. It's kind of a lot of paint right there. And then I wanted to pretty much immediately turn to the medium dark skin tone. And add a little bit of the cad red to warm it up. A little bit more dark. This is such an awkward angle of the eye since half of it's cut off. More than half. It's like it's almost entirely just not there. The eyebrow is very faint, but it is still there. I need a really warm brown for the eyelid. It's a good base. I'll line it with a little bit of alizarin in a minute. Just drop a little bit of this in since it does want this sort of color variation in there, but I won't perfectly smooth it yet. A little bit there. Yeah, it needs white on the side. All right, new brush. Yeah, I don't have a white brush yet. All right, the highlight color of the face. A little bit right on that lower eyelid line. Right there. I'm gonna fuzz this line since this is a really good brush color for that. Meh. There we go. And get rid of some of the blockiness of that. And then even this out, because the actual part of the armpit does not come up that far, but that shadowing does. Doesn't want to be that obvious. Going over, it goes a lot darker right there. I'm gonna add a little bit of the yellow ochres. That was way too much. What am I doing? Add a little bit more of the pure yellow ochre. There was a lot of cad red in there. Redefining the jawline. Also a lot more kind of whitish in here. I'll desaturate a lot of this pink with some white. Then I want to switch back to a darker brush, which could be this one. Kind of rub in. Okay, that needs to have more cad red. Mixing a little bit of the cad red burnt umber mix. It's really abrupt right now, but it'll be fine. And then I need more of the yellow ochre to go more orangey there and there. And then it needs to transition into this darker color. I'm just gonna add a little bit more cad red, a little bit of burnt umber now. I mean raw umber. Raw umber as the neutral brown. Actually, I'm gonna add black because that was not nearly neutral enough. Adding it just on the edge of the hairline. Okay, well that looks really silly, so don't do that. It's okay, it'll fade in. The edge of the hairline does want to go a little bit darker. They're bringing the shadows down and blending it back out. Mixing and balancing colors in the painting. That is as light as it should go, if this is too light. I need to go back in with a little bit more darker colors. And then the hair will have little wispies that go through this. So I'm just gonna kind of fuzz out this area. That does need to go darker. It needs to go quite dark. Boom. Let's try that. Okay, well there's a lot of white there now. Let's That's bold. Oh, and that was way too late. That needs a lot of black. Oh, not that much black. Back it up. How did I put that blue there? What was I doing? There's a bit of a, actually, a little bit of a bounce color there. Fuzz this all out. Grab the background color, which is this one, and fix this ridiculous rectangle of a neck. That's too light. Go back in with the medium dark. Establish the shoulder, get a little bit too warm, so I'm going to tone it down. And then fuzz the edge. I'm going to bring that up just a little bit. I don't like this angle. And then just the shadow of the face, which I'm going to pull warmer, just a tad. And then finally fuzzing this area out. I like the color that's on my brush, so I'm prepared to go back in. It's all about what's on the brush and what's on the palette, or what's on the painting, not the palette, for what will be done next. That wants to be more red. That does want to go a little bit darker as it turns around the face. This blends in. Just kind of curves up. Down. This whole thing is kind of a shape. That kind of wants to be more chromatic rather than darker. It's a change of color a little bit more than value. Kind of wants to go higher, I think, which I just got rid of it. Grab a little more dark. That's like, it's coming out too far down. I'm getting to do the hair in a minute. This is my warm brush. This brush has gone through a lot. Makes a little bit more of the new warm. Which is the Cad Red, yellow ochre, and burnt umber, and white. Too dark. Wait, actually, I want it there. Lighten it up. That's not the color change. Blend that out. All right. I'm gonna fuzz this out, bring the shadow down just a little bit. It has good chroma, so it's good for the edge. Close enough. Alright, this shadow shape is not awful, it just needs to be fuzzed out on the edges. And then I'm gonna go to the hair. Oh, I wanted to, okay, I need a new brush. I'm gonna do the eyelid bit, which is Alizarin black and Cad red. Okay, oh, I don't have anywhere to put my hand. Alright, hair, her. Oh, that's a bit dark. Find some, I'm not good at hair, so we're gonna think about it. Look for shapes. Establishing value. I'm gonna go a little darker there. That's dark. Oh well. This ear has like no definition. What have I done? Needs to go darker, I guess. And probably more chromatic as well, but also it's kind of fuzzy. Yeah. kind of give the feel of it. Very curly hair. I'm gonna go with a light brush, so a new brush and that highlight color of the hair, which is just white and cad yellow. I'll mix it in with a little bit of whatever this is. Mostly that was yellow ochre. Ah! Oh, this is bold. Ah. Okay, let's do this. Wow. Oops. Alright, I'm gonna add water, yellow ochre, and cad red for chroma. Little bits of glowing hair. And then going burnt umbery. There's a lot of white in this brush. I should have swapped brushes. Too late. You know, it adds an interesting, like, extra color. No, this is... wait, this is the ear color. Alright. Now I definitely do need a darker brush. Ah! Oh my gosh. Cool. I will fix that errant line in a minute. I just don't want to swap to that brush. I was just wondering why this brush has so much white in it, and then I remembered it's because it kept going into the ear, and the ear is very white. Oh, well. Okay. Very brushstrokey. Not a fan. I'm gonna fuzz it out. De-emphasize almost everything so that it recedes. Goes bye-bye. Need the background color. There you go, fixed. So while we're here, I'm gonna do a little bit better on this. This was boom, boom, and then it wants to really come down. We'll actually just add another one here. And then there. This brush has too much paint on it. Oh goodness, I really hate doing that. It's because I'm bad at it though. Haven't practiced enough. Alright. Okay, I need to fix some of the lines, the brush strokes on the eye. I'm just gonna grab some lighter color. Ow. I hold my breath whenever I do detail work. Okay, we're just gonna de-emphasize the eye a little bit. It'll be great. Ooh. Ooh, Mayday. It's fine, we're all fine here. How are you? Okay. Light. Light, actual light, come on. It's not working. I just want to lighten the forehead. Lighten it. No. Okay, how do I feel about that? This is really emphasized. I need a medium. Okay, well, I didn't want to obliterate it, but here we are. Maybe it was better without the lightening of that. And then this is too emphasized. I need to find that medium and then fuzz it out. Oh, it's gonna be really light. Okay, now it's like good. Gonna kind of obliterate the fact that it looks like he has a cheekbone. Babies don't have really defined cheekbones. They are chub and adorable. I'm gonna add cool white in here a little bit. Oh, that was a lot. Cool. There we go. This needs to be de-emphasized. Fuzz the edge. Fuzz it up and down. It's looking a little too linear. I did this on the Bellini. Was that Tuesday? And I realized after her forehead has like dots on it now, where I didn't blend it enough. Whoops. You live and you learn. But it does help de-emphasize a linear line to go in the opposite direction. Alright, real home stretch. I think it's just the hair. Wow, look at that glare. Oh, I'm missing the delicate whatever this is down here. Something like that. I'm gonna gray this out and I'm gonna jump up here and you might not be able to see it, but I'm gonna, oh, that's so white. Okay, that's supposed to be receding by like 18 times. Okay. I'm gonna add browns and ochre. Oh, so emphasized. Oh no. It's fine. Boop boop boo doo 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 doo. We're done. A little bit there. All right, now I want to fix the light. There's the scratchiness of the hair. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the bigger brush, Lots of dark. And we're just gonna place dark. I need more of it. Dark, umber, and a little bit of alizarin. Because the hair is warm. This entire area right here is very dark. Let's figure this shape. Ooh. Oof. 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 Just grab some straight black. This layer, in theory, should have a little bit of, like, going over this one. It should be fat over lean, and that means that the paints you're using have more oil in them, more fat. I didn't adjust any of these, but it should be okay. This isn't like layer 1800, it's layer 2. 2 of 2. So it should be good. Some artists oil out before they get started. So you see, okay, wait, this is an excellent, no, except for the glare. Excellent example of how matte black the black gets when it's dry. And so some artists making sure it's actually dry, because if it's not totally dry, it's just going to lift the paint up. It just happens so many times to me, which is why I don't do it that often. But you take a little bit of linseed oil, very little bit, and you just dab it everywhere. I find it a little hard to control, and I usually end up getting too much on the painting. And then it's like and then you're like glazing everywhere instead of painting. Other artists, though, will put it a little bit into the pools of paint, which that's what I usually do. If I'm sitting down and doing the painting a lot, day after day, I'll add in a little bit of extra oil into the pools of paint, and then when I mix, everything has a little bit extra, but I'm not mixing it into like my mixtures. Which is kind of another reason why I'm not bothering to do it today, because I already have so many of my mixtures already done. Okay, so there's another braid here. I get rid of that. A little bit. A tiny bit. It's still light enough for me to paint by. Kind of. Not really. It's going back. Sorry. Whee! Ah! Well, no. We will make this work. Ah! Now, if my eyes adjust, this should be okay. I'm trying to paint with the back of the brush. So the reference isn't lit as much. But it's okay. I'll make do. Then again, this might not be helpful once I get all the paint down. Sorry, it's going back. All right. In lighting, though, you don't want it to be like obnoxiously well lit, because then you paint too bright. Holy cow, this entire thing is just gonna be useless. Huh, okay, that's way worse. Oh, wait, what if I do that? Then I'm not really pointing at the painting. Okay, we're just gonna try that. Embrace it. It's not glary for me. Not really. Adding a little bit more burnt umber into the mix. Okay, now I've just been staring at the light and I can't see in general. But when you're lighting the art, you don't want it to be too bright because then it's gonna look extremely dark under normal lighting. You just kind of want to find this like balance where it's bright enough for you to see what you're doing, but not extra bright. Just mixing a lot of paint. Oh, that's a lot of paint. Oh my goodness. This might end badly. Okay, delicately, gently. Kind of just doing one more layer. This is a little bit easier and I can almost go faster and with less paint. And since there is the correct color underneath, it's a lot quicker to paint. I'm not worrying as much about pushing the paint into the grain of the linen. I can just look at where I want it to go. Which is the benefit of painting in multiple layers. That and being able to do glazing, which I'm not very good at. Just to be safe, I'm gonna fill in this entire back area with another layer. Because I'm pretty sure that these two colors are very similar. But if they're not, there's going to be that really awkward line that will be there forever. So I'm just going to give it another layer real quick. And it'll be good. Okay, doing a little bit of detailing on here. That's gonna need more. This shape kind of, I don't know, do something more like that. Ooh, intense song. Okay, and now I need to mix a really warm kind of a highlight color for the hair. I'm gonna add a little bit more ochre, but I'm gonna add a lot more cad red and burnt umber. That's a bit too much. I think I'm gonna keep it loose still. Kind of like how it was yesterday. Alright, that's good there. Wait, I just grabbed the wrong color. I need to be warmer. I'm gonna lay it in and then I'm gonna adjust for the braidage. I love this hairstyle on Mary. It's just so pretty. This little, like, headpiece veil is really, it's kind of funny. It's so delicate, though. Alright, with the darks, braids come in and they go voom voom. There's little, like, wavy lines that come out. Really easy shape because you just need the 2 columns. I'm not getting this dark enough. Ah, I put too much paint down. It's hard to mix it in. Oh well, we'll get the vague impression of it, and it'll be great. This kind of goes darker, though. Ribera really de-emphasized the hair by making it so dark on dark, but then add so many lovely details to it so that if you wanted to sit there and stare at it, it's like just as intricate as the rest of the painting. But it's not something that you notice right away. It's a really good technique that I am noting for future paintings. And then down here. Sort of the same deal is going on. It's mostly just dark though. Gently, we're going to blend this into the shapes that are there and not ruin the skin tone that's already there. That's exactly what we're going to do. Adding a bit of the warm highlights to the hair. This hair is actually a little bit glowy. And a nice, even, medium tone. Ooh, that's a bit light. That's way too light. There we go, that's better. Just fill in all of the sketchiness of the alaste and perfecto! It's done. Now a little bit of cad red. A little bit of a burnt umber. For just right here. A little hint of red. And then we want to go darker. Just add a little bit of depth. And then pull back. I've done this entire thing with just one brush, which is it's fine. Ideally, I would have used different brushes to keep the colors pure, but the color value structure is so similar across the whole thing that it was good to get away with. It was fine to get away with it. I was able to get away with it. It was fine to do. I can use words. Okay, almost last part is Jusepe sneaking in the background. I of just pulling a little bit of, oh my goodness, that's not the good color. Just pulling a little bit of everything. Mostly, I mean, as it is in the painting, it just wants to be sort of a thing in the background. A little variation, so it's not fully black. I could have done it fully. Well, no, because then Mary's hair would totally disappear. There's a reason he's there. And he's, like, actually there in the whole painting, of course. Oh, there we go. I like this color. It's mostly ochre and burnt umber. It's also like a brown, a warm brown shape here. I don't know what it is. Maybe his arm. The staff? Something. Actually, there might be a... Okay, wait. I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's a variation and it looks nice. I don't know how much I'm gonna do. This is such a weird pucker. Right here. It would be most helpful to see the entire painting for this little section. Alright, pretty much done, except I want to do a little bit more on the veil, headpiecey thingy. And then that'll be it for the day. Another painting in the bag. Well, I finished up. If you haven't liked the stream, it always helps out. Very much appreciated. And check if you're subscribed. Little button down there. I'm adding mostly just yellow ochre in little fuzzy details. I'm really just kind of de-emphasizing it all. And then I should be back, I want to say Tuesday, might be Monday. If you hit the little notification bell after you subscribe, it'll send you a little email so you know when I go live. And I usually try to set up this stream at least the evening in advance, but today I did not do that. I set it up about 2 minutes before I went live. I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that's it. Okay, getting a little bit more of the fuzzy. A little bit of fuzzy here. Okay, I don't want this to be so emphasized. Ooh, that's a glob of paint. Ooh, there's a little bit of white in there. Alright. Well, thank you for watching. And subscribe, like it, do it. Oh man, now I could just like sit here forever, but I don't want to. It has gone as far as it needs to go. Knowledge was gained. Except I don't like this little thing. It's really, let's just, oh, danger, danger. I'll fix the shape of the ear. Okay. Alright, that's it. Thank you ever so much for watching. Yep. I will see you either Monday or Tuesday. So everyone have a very fantastic weekend. And goodbye. Bye.